Hello everybody, welcome to the channel. I wanted to talk about betrayal today. There's lots of different betrayals. Some are forgivable, easily forgivable. Others is going to take you a bit of time to forgive it. People will betray other people, this is the truth of it. And it's part of life. There are betrayals all over the place. And also there are what I'd call perceived betrayal and then real betrayal. Something that you perceive as a betrayal might not be one, or it can be a real one. So to betray someone is to break or breach their trust, and we'll have that often in close relationships. You'll have that less with an acquaintance, but you will have it more with a friend and or a family member. Now in friendships there's sort of rules. The rules are that we don't betray each other, we trust each other. That's what the rule is, that's what makes them your friend. However, in real life it doesn't always work that way. There can be betrayals that people betray you because they, one, talk behind your back with other friends or family members and are really nice to your face, but then you find out they're saying really terrible things about you to someone else. This kind of betrayal can be dealt with. You can bring it to a head by calling them on it and saying, what are you doing that? Many people will deny it or try and minimise it, but you do have the opportunity to see if you can sort it out. Other than that, you have to be in a relationship where someone will actually badmouth you behind your back, and you have to decide whether that's going to be healthy or not for you. Some people just can't help themselves. They just do it. You might have a friend who's just naughty like that, and you're quite happy to still be friends, but you be careful what you tell them, and I think that's the golden rule. If you don't want to be betrayed, don't tell them something that they can betray you with. However, this one is not as bad as some of the others, I feel. The worst betrayal is when they cheat on you, like they're your friend and they cheat on you. So they can cheat on you with having a relationship with your boyfriend. They can cheat on you trying to steal one of your best friends. They can cheat on you with money. Say that they want money, lend them $1,000 and they won't give it back. They can also cheat on you at work by trying to get the job you're going for, go behind your back. So there are very many different sort of betrayals. The way we feel when we are betrayed is that we'll be angry with them and really upset with them. That will be our first response. And you're okay feeling that way because it's normal, particularly when you find out things. And I think you need to really look at the people who are your friends and who you know will probably betray you and who won't. You can get a feeling around it. And people often give themselves away, people who betray, because they tell you almost what they did and they don't sort of have any, I don't know, conscience, I suppose, about it. For example, I was the godmother to this kid, and then early in the piece, she was like, says to me, oh, we had a party. This is for like the father of this child. We had a party on the weekend for 40th or whatever, and we had all our best friends over. We had a rock and roll party, and we had a great time. She didn't realise that, I'm standing there listening to this thinking, I'm this going to be the godmother, and you haven't invited me to the party. Aren't I in the good friends list or something? I didn't say anything, but they're the things where they'll actually say it to you and they don't even realise they're giving themselves away. How you handle betrayal is up to you. Some people are very unforgiving. They will not forgive it and there's like zero tolerance and they'll end it. Some people will give it another chance, and some people are forgiving and they will forgive. Where you stand in that is actually your choice, and also the type of friendship you have, how long it's been, and how much love is in that friendship. Some people are just notoriously bad, for example, at keeping secrets, and I've spoken about this. So you only tell them something that everyone on Facebook could see. You don't tell that friend that because they will actually betray you and tell everybody. So you've got to be really careful too. If you've got someone who can't keep their mouth closed, you just don't tell them, and so you don't wreck the relationship by telling them those kinds of things. Betrayal can also come from people not supporting you. You might need help. Your mother might be sick and you might be doing a lot and you need help to move her to a nursing home. They say they'll do it and help you, but when it comes to it, they betray you and they don't help you, and you're left holding all the stuff and having to do it yourself. They won't stay to their word. So people can betray you in those ways as well. I just feel you have to look at how dear the friendship is to you and whether you want to absorb some of it and still have a voice. You can have a voice about it. I didn't like when you did that, or next time don't do it that way, please. And or counter what you expect of them. So lower your expectations. So you need to have much lower expectations. So you can have like low expectations with these people and also cover yourself by not telling them anything, a secret or anything. I wouldn't also lend them money if they're not good at paying money back. I wouldn't depend on them to take you to the airport to catch your flight to Europe. You just paid a whole lot of money for because they might not turn up. You need to work around them a little bit if you want to stay in it. I feel some of the betrayal can be past fixing for some people. Perhaps if they betray you with your boyfriend or your wife and your best friends, that might be a betrayal that just can't be fixed and can't be remedied. And that's fair enough too, because they both knew what they were doing and they did it behind your back. And now they have to pay the consequences, I suppose, which is to lose you as a friend. And that kind of betrayal, particularly if it's gone on for months or years, they hid it from you, that will actually really erode the relationship and actually break it. It sort of fractures it and you can't stick it back together. Betrayal is common. Be aware that you can be forgiving, but you have to work out what you can and can't forgive, and that's in your nature and your personality. Sometimes these people who betray others just end up having one broken relationship after another because they keep destroying it. They almost sabotage every relationship because of it. And you might feel a little sorry for them and want to stay. But at the end of the day, you make sure that you look after you too, because they will, having done it once, the likelihood of them doing it again is fairly high. And I think you might want to have a look at that. For example, if you take back the friend who slept with your husband, you might find if you meet someone else, it might not work that well because they could maybe try and do it again. You just got to be really sensible with it, and don't do too much rose-coloured glasses. They've sort of lost the rose-coloured glasses because of what they've done. Sometimes the betrayal is known to you. You work it out yourself. Sometimes other people tell you, and then you need to go and check that with your friend to make sure it's not just a rumour. And sometimes the friend tells you either on purpose or becomes out. Maybe they get drunk or they're feeling bad one day and they actually tell you, and then you have to have time to deal with it. If you need time out from them, it's fine. If you need to go, look, I need some time out, I need to process all this, it's fine. You're owed that. Doesn't mean you're splitting off. And sometimes it's good to do that. Like, I can't process it right now. I'll call you when I can. Just leave me alone. I need to sort this out. If you want to go to counselling too, go to counselling, because betrayal is a really hard thing to deal with. There's a lot of emotions, and you need to let go of the anger and the hurt and the resentment and the hate you'll have. You should be really angry with them. You need to let go of those emotions to get some clarity for yourself around it. And don't let the fact that someone has betrayed you stop you from being with a new friend. It's really important you don't let that happen, because then in a weird way they sort of win, because then they get you to be on your own. Go out and meet other people and just be a little bit more careful, I suppose. It's not your fault if someone betrays you. It lays with them. That's where it is, because betrayal is like that. Betrayal is something that you know you're doing, you continue to do it, and you usually hide it. It's sort of like a lie, really. It's like a big lie, isn't it? I've been betrayed by different people, as you probably have, and I just made some decisions around that for what I thought was best for me and the relationship. You'll have to do that as well. I wouldn't listen to other people too much. Do what you want. A lot of people are really unforgiving. They will not forgive someone, even if the person's made a mistake. They won't forgive them and give them another chance. I tend to give people another opportunity or chance because I think I'm pretty flawed and I've got all my things I've done wrong. So why can't they be like that too? They should be allowed that as well. But I think it all depends how big the betrayal is and how much it has hurt you and injured you. And some of them I don't think you can get over. And you might be able to forgive them from a distance. For example, the one who, say, the best friend who sleeps with the partner, that one might be forgiven, but you might not want to actually be with that person anymore in a social way or go out and have coffee. You just do a polite thing if you have to meet. Some things, I think, go way past what we can cope with. And I think, too, there's so much loss in betrayal, because when you find out they betrayed you, whether they took the money and didn't pay it back or whatever the things they said they were going to do and didn't do it, I feel that the trust goes, and once the trust goes, the relationship is really fractured and really rocky. And to build it up, most people can't do it to how it was before. That's all. There will be times you can, but most people can't. So if you have failed to fix up a relationship where there's been betrayal, either on your side or on their side, you just have to maybe accept it. Sometimes that's just the breaking point for different people. I'm sorry you've been betrayed. It's a horrible thing. Just learn from it and try not to betray others. I think we tend to try and protect ourselves when we've betrayed someone. What we do is try and lie about it and hide it to protect ourselves, because we're scared that we're going to lose them. And then in a weird way, we lose them because of what we did. I think you can forgive, and I think you can be forgiven. However, you have to start in a place of trust, and the person has to make promises never to do anything like that again. And most people really can't say that for sure, can they? Have a look at your betrayals and decide which ones are doable, that you can find a way around them with apologies and I'm sorries, etc. And then which ones are non-negotiable and you need time out, and then which ones are non-negotiable and you never want to really be their friend again. And that's okay too, because you have to be honest in the relationship, and if you can't do it anymore, well, you can't. Or if they don't want to be with you anymore and they can't, they can't. And that's real life. You know, it's nice to think we can do all this and it's all wonderful and we all go out and have coffee and it's great. But it doesn't always work that in the real world, because our emotions are involved in it, and the breach of trust is the problem. That betrayal is to do with trust, and once you don't have the trust, it doesn't really work, because love and trust and friendship sort of have to go together. I hope you have a good week this week, and I hope you can feel better if you've dealt with some of your betrayals in ways that you feel comfy with, or in the future maybe you'll look at doing it differently. And if you've been a person who's betrayed people, maybe it's time to stop, because you're just going to have loss after loss after loss. Okay, well, I'm going to go now, and I'm wishing you well, and I hope you have a good week, and I'm sending you lots of love.